So hey guys, today I'll be ranking all the CW crossovers on a tier list. Let's get started. So starting with the first crossover in the Flash season 1 and Arrow season 3, Flash versus Arrow. I say it's a pretty good crossover. Like it has both of the episodes are pretty good. Like it does have a few problems. Like it's not like an all-star team up like with Supergirl. It's just like the Flash and Arrow teaming up against a metahuman or something like that. I say the first part is still the best out of the two, but the second part is really good. But it's more like an Arrow episode, the second part, and the first part's more like a Flash episode. So that's really my only problem. Overall, it's a really, really good crossover that I enjoyed. I think it's yeah, I'll give it A. Yeah, I think it's a solid crossover, but not like amazing. So Heroes Join Forces is just terrible. Like literally, like the only crossover that I consider to be bad. Every crossover except that is at least good to amazing. But this crossover is just downright terrible. Like just unwatchable. The Hawks are just terrible characters. But the main thing is Randall Savage is just a terrible villain, but the main thing is Felicity. She had like her worst moment of all time in here. I'll give it a D tier. Crisis on Infinite Earth was kind of disappointing to me because they just like every episode was except episode 2 was fun. I don't think it's the best crossover. I do think it's a solid crossover. That's pretty good. Like it does have some of my favorite episodes of the Arrowverse. I do enjoy the crossover, but they just focused a little too much on cameos. Like, it's cool seeing Tom Welland's Superman, but I think they focused on that a little too much, which didn't make for the best crossover. But still, I'd say uh, a pretty good crossover, like a pretty good one, but not like amazing. Crisis on Earth X, I say, is by far the best crossover we've gotten. Like, it has, for me, like, it just has the biggest storyline, and they don't just pull up the heroes together they don't just pull the heroes together like, oh no, we're gonna go and save the world. Like they actually use a marriage to like create a circumstance of events that actually work. The villains are really good, but they're not compelling. When I say this is the best of the crossovers that we've gotten, it's not literally amazing. Oh, actually, it is literally amazing. Like every part is at least 8S. Actually, I'll put Crisis S. Nah, I'll actually put it 8, yeah. So, Invasion being the first ever team up crossover was just amazing. Like, just amazing. Amazing. I just enjoyed every part of it, mainly part 2. Part 2 is like S tier. But every part of this crossover was genuinely amazing. It was the first team up we've ever got. It wasn't fully like a Justice League, just because of the lack of Superman. But I think it is pretty A tier, but not as good as Crisis on It. What I think is really underrated. I enjoyed it. Had a nice plot, a pretty good villain, not amazing, but pretty good villain in Music Meister, and it was a pretty good like the Super Friend song is just so catchy and stuff like that. But overall, I think it's a pretty good crossover. Actually, I'll put it B tier. Elseworlds is a truly amazing amazing crossover. Truly amazing. Mainly the first part's the best, but the second parts are still amazing. But the first part, they just get that Justice League team up over, and every crossover doesn't feel like the Justice League because of the lack of Superman. But this crossover has Superman, and it's just epic. World Finest is the only episode in Supergirl Season 1 that I consider to be a good episode. Like a really good episode. Or at least a pretty good episode. I don't think it's as good as others. I think it's actually worse than most of them. I think it's the second worst. But that doesn't really say anything because it has a really, really fun and good crossover. So I'll give them ratings. Oh. So that's my ranking. Tell me yours in the comments below, and